the goth scene, the vampire scene, stupid idiots like this, and the website VampireFreaks.com. I'm going to be covering that in this video.
And some of y'all don't like it the way that I now spit like MC2 dolls on the holier than thou kick. Smack your face for your blasphemous ways, and everybody be quoting me like the latest catchphrase. I'm on a mission that goes beyond material, so eat this killer series, serial killer cereal. Killer for real, drop on the beer with a sound you can feel like cold hard steel. That swarm like the blood flows out of your head as I rock non-stop till I'm on my deathbed. And I can swap out a catalytic converter with a few hand tools, but I can never be murdered. Spit the rapid fire like around the shells. I got the lyrical skills that sends the devil to hell. So don't disrespect what you can't understand, cause I can still squash your brain in the palm of my hand. Stupid.
Another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given the power to take peace from the earth and to make men slay each other. To him was given a large sword.
What's good, my ghoulish homies and lady slaves out there? It's your boy in the building, MC Too Tall, with your favorite black cat, Billy. Mid-1970s, the goth scene is born. Gothic culture is born. Spun out of punk and post-punk. And leading the charge are bands like Bauhaus and Susie and the Banshees. Totally kicking ass and taking names. Goth scene quickly finds its way to the United States, namely big cities like New York City and Los Angeles and New Orleans. Shortly after, mid-1980s, the scene starts splintering off into different factions. Your romance goths, your Renaissance goths, your cyber goths, your rivet heads, and your vampires. Not spelt with an I, but spelt with a Y, because they want to keep it true to the tradition of the old ways of the vampire. That being said, they've adapted Egyptian ankhs, or Egyptian-style ankhs. They've created the trade called fangsmithing, where they actually make fangs and stick them in each other's mouths. And run around town pretty much dressed like Bela Lugosi. And a lot of people say, oh, well, these aren't just people in costumes. These are supernatural beings, because some of them drink blood. Yeah, well, yeah, there are some sick bastards out there that drink blood. But make no mistake of my opinion on the vampire faction of the goth scene. I believe a lot of it is kind of hokey. And of course, you have all these other, monsters and entities from classic horror movies thrown into the mix. So if you have your vampires, of course you have to have your werewolves. And if you have to have your werewolves, of course you have to have your witches. And if you have your witches, you got to have your mummies, your goblins, your ghosts, your ghouls, your jack-o'-lanterns, this, that, and the other thing. And yeah, a lot of people look very nice in their costumes and all, but not a single one of them's a supernatural being. I'm not telling you to go around stabbing people, but I have this theory that if somebody were to stab one of these people in the heart, they would probably croak. And again, I'm telling you, do not do that. That'll land you in jail. And it's not very nice to do that to people who've done nothing to you. But yeah, you got all sorts of stupid idiots that try to pull the wool over people's eyes with this stuff. And it's like, you know, they come off as figures of authority, and they try to shut me down and my movement and what I'm doing, because they are actually working for the New World Order. They are actually working with the Illuminati while denying that there even is an Illuminati. So, yeah, if somebody wants to give you something to belong to, don't let it be that. You know, you could commend them for how they dress and the time they took to mold their teeth to make these fangs and stuff. You could commend them for that, applaud them for that, but keep it moving. Don't join their cults and things like that, because it is something that's going to pull you away from reality. And yeah, you're not going to want to do that. Now, fast forward to the late 2000s, a website called VampireFreaks emerges and expands into social media. I myself had a VampireFreaks account, and I was very good friends with Jet. And what you see is photographic evidence that Jet signs off on all the fuckery you people in the goth scene don't like. Now, it's Vampire Freaks spelt with an I, because the I is more modern than the Y, showing that they are the vampires of the future. Now, unlike the vampire scene, Vampire Freaks goes into alternative culture. They're not into the whole ritualistic vampiric thing. They try their best to portray an image of inclusiveness, and I will say that Jet himself believes in inclusiveness, but a lot of the mods on Vampire Freaks did not, and so VampireFreaks.com crumbled. It crumbled. It proved to be a waste of life in the long run. I mean, in actuality, I still don't have any personal beef with Jet, but his mods kind of make me want to do stuff like this and pretty much destroy every VampireFreaks.com logo I could think of. Pretty much destroy everything representing VampireFreaks.com. This is pretty much what I think of a lot of the mods from Vampire Freaks, and then a lot of the people who think I did not belong on that website. This is pretty much what I think of people who pretty much said in not so many words on that website whenever I would enter forums to fuck off. So this is what I think of all the people in the forums on Vampire Freaks who told me in not so many words to fuck off. And if Jet is to defend such people, which he hasn't gone public to defend those people, but if he should, I'm afraid I'd have to include him in the pile as well. But anyway, that is my take on the matter. And you could comment on this video. You could like the video, share the video. Like me on Facebook, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And that's all I have to say about that. It's your boy in the building, MC Too Tall, with Billy.